Hey everybody, Rory from ANSgear. We've got some accessories for the control loader right here. So this is the Bunkerkings control dual spring ramp. So this is going to add the ramps into the tray that will help funnel the paint into the catch cup and have it load down into the gun. So I'm going to pull the top off of this and kind of show you the tray right here. So when we pour our paint in, the paint's going to fill up right here. We do have a bit of an angle coming down to the back and a bit of an angle rolling this way to help get the paint to come down and into this area, but it's not all going to go down in there. You'll get some paint that gets stuck up here. You'll get paint that just gets stuck up here. So by adding the spring ramps, as the paint pours in, the spring ramp will collapse, but as paint starts to load, that ramp's going to lift up through spring pressure right there and help push or roll the paint into the catch cup down here and feed down into the marker. So this kit comes with a large ramp for the front that will angle up as the balls are shot out, and then one at the back also that angles up this way to help funnel the paint down into there. So the easiest way to do this is to take the tray out. Let's get the tray out of there. We'll just take our drive cone out. We're going to take our two ramps. We've got our large ramp right here, and then we've got our smaller ramp. Now, both ramps have a spring on them. This one's got a spring right here, and this one has two springs on the edges right here. So we want to be careful of those springs. As we're putting this together, we want to make sure that these are in the right spot, that we're not bending them or crimping them or breaking them, because if we mess these up, it's not going to work. So we want to make sure that we take care to watch over those. When I did this earlier, I found it easier to take this tray off the bottom right here. So it's super simple. You just disconnect the wiring to the battery, and then we can lift our tray up and out. So the tray's out. That gives us a little more flex to this thing right here, which is kind of what I wanted. Now, the first time I tried to put this in, I tried to put it in and just push down on it and get it to snap in, and it didn't work so well. So what I found for me easier to put this in was to put one side in and then actually bend it this way and kind of walk it in. So from this top angle, I'm bending it like this rather than trying to push it down and get it to go in. Because if I'm pushing down this way, if I come in like this and try to push it like this to get it to go together, it actually lifts this corner up. Say I started with this corner, it's going to lift this corner up, and it makes it pretty much impossible to get that in there. But if I come in from this way and then I flex down like that, then I can tuck that one in and get it to go in there. All right, so the front one, whatever side you want to start on, you got to make sure that your spring is folded under. If you try to put it in and the spring is forward like this, and you try to push it down, you're going to break that spring off the front. So for this part, we're going to roll our spring under. As you can see, I'm catching it and rolling it under so it is tucked under. And then I'm going to put the little edge tab into place right there. So now that spring is trapped under there. It can't move. It's folded back the way it should be. Now for this one, I'm going to kind of lift it up. And as I lift it up, I'm going to try to push that spring underneath. So I've got it flexed up. I'm flexing up with it right there. And then I'm going to roll that spring underneath if I can. There we go. I'm going to try to keep that spring under there and flex up. I'm going to come back a little bit further. Flex up and go in right there. So I'm going to look at the back. Both of my springs are folded backwards underneath the way they should. And my ramp works normally right there. So as the paint comes in, it's going to push this ramp down. And as the paint funnels towards and it starts to get lighter, the ramp is going to lift up and push the paint backwards down into the catch cup. We're going to do the same thing for the backside right here. So we've got one spring in the middle and then two edges right here. I'm going to put my first edge in, Then I'm going to angle up. I'm going to flex the same way again. I'm flexing this way rather than trying to do this way. Put my edge in, flex up, get that in. But before I put this, oops, you know what? I just put that on backwards. Hold on. This doesn't go this way. It goes this way. Should follow the contour of your tray. So I'll put that in, flex up. And before I put this piece in, I'll show you this way. If you can see, my spring is right here. I'm going to flex up, lock that in there, and then I'm going to make sure that my spring is pushed back with my finger and then drop it the rest of the way in. So now I've got this one on the back side as well. Once we've got that done, we can flip it back over. Reinstall our bottom. Make sure that our battery wire is pulled up. Plug in. Our wiring is out of the way. Drive cone back on. Into our bottom tray assembly. You can see that's in there. That's in there. Then put our lid back on. Make sure that our edges line up properly. And snap that down. And now we've installed our spring ramps for our control loader. It's not hard to put in. You just want to make sure you're flexing them the right way and you're not catching those springs and bending them the wrong direction or breaking them, because that will just ruin the whole thing. So pick yourself up a set of the dual spring ramps for your control loader from ANSgear.com.